How was it with everyone in school knowing that you were the best in the country? Was it quite a nice feeling when you walked in?
I had a best mate, his name's Mickey Blagriff, Gavin knows him well. And me and him in the same, but he used to always blow my trumpet to everyone, like, oh, you don't understand how good he is. And like, so I think he like more or less got it across with people. And he boxed, he had about 60 fights. And I think he got it to everyone, so then they started to realise I was good. And then when I won the Junior Olympics, like I'd never ever been asked to go to school, I was always asked not to go to school if anything. Then I was getting told to come in with my medals and stuff like that. So then
how was the Junior Olympics? Can you talk us through that?
Yeah, there was a really good kid called Stephen Smith, you know, from Liverpool. He was one of the Smith brothers, and we were rivals. And when I got over there, I thought I was just going to be fighting Americans, Mexicans, Cubans or whatever. And straight away they said, you're fighting Stephen Smith. And it was a mad one. And then I beat Stephen over there. Very good fight, but then I boxed Ray Robinson. Mm-hmm. Lad who drew with Josh Kelly.
Yeah, from Philadelphia, is he?
Yeah. I beat him, but he was mad because he come out with a Sugar Time t-shirt and all that stuff. And we all knew who Ray Robinson was. And he was like telling us that it's his dad and that, just lying to us like. So, but I beat him, yeah, and then I beat a kid in the final called Noel Mendoza. We were sitting next to each other on the coach. Remember the PSPs? Mm-hmm. And we were just swapping games all the way, talking to each other. And this was a 6-hour journey on a coach. And just about 20 minutes before I got there, I go, "Oh, who are you fighting?" And he said my name. I go, "No, we're fighting each other." When I sat on the other side of the coach. Yeah, but then I remember he winded me straight away. I remember it, and then I beat him 3-2 on the split decision. But it was the 2 American judges who give it him. Mm-hmm. It was close, but I'd definitely done enough. And then I remember getting out the ring still to this day. Emmanuel Stewart come up and asked me for my number. But at the time I was only like 16, didn't even have a mobile, so I gave my mum's number. And then he never rang it. But he's still nice enough and a compliment in itself for him to come up and say, "You're a good fighter," and ask for my number.
So you just said there as well, you got winded in the first round. So for people listening, first punch.
Yeah.
How did you recover? What was when you are winded and you are sort of in that position, what is your game plan? Is this on the bike, jab and try and just wait till you get your strength back?
Yeah, I had like a mad winner's mentality. So everything I'd done, I wanted to win. I wanted to be the best. Everything in my mind was just to be the best. And once I beat Steve about 3 months earlier in the British Championships. And from then my confidence flew through the roof. And I never looked back then, and always everything kept doing life, even to this day now, saying my son's free, we're having a race up the road. By any chance he's ahead, which he wouldn't be, he's getting tripped up. I mean, I just want to win everything.
That's a good mentality, and obviously that's what served you so well moving up. So what did you do after the Junior Olympics?
Junior Olympics, we went straight to the European Championships. And I remember I got my first ever knockout in the first round against a kid from Israel. Then I boxed a Turk called Ali Bokaru. He beat me comfortably as well, to be fair. And Stephen Smith just beat him the tournament before. But Stephen was just a little bit too old, but he wouldn't have got picked then because I already beat him twice. But I think I just had Steve's number. At that time, Steve was better than me, no doubt about it, he was better than me. But I just had a way to beat him. But then I remember going on in the England squad, and there was Bradley Saunders, Stephen Smith, Eddie Corcoran, and another lad, I can't remember who it was. And the 4th and battered me in sparring. Then I said, well, I remember walking out with the England squad, and I said to the 2 coaches I was getting on with them, "I'll be back, trust me, I'll be back." Like, I know I got bad luck, and listen, you're not going nowhere, you're one of the ones picked, you've got the most potential out of all of them. Mm-hmm. And from then I just more or less won everything then. That tournament in the European Cadets was the only tournament I ever went with England or Great Britain and never medalled. Everyone else I got medals in. Then I went out to the Worlds, made the weight easy. I remember me and Stephen Smith, we used to love Diet Coke. So like we'd be nearly the weight, get down to our weight the night before, and then we'd get a can of Coke and we'd share it into a glass, we'd drink it and go to bed. So I think we were so struggling with the weight together. And then done an interview, and I remember saying I'm going to get gold. And I remember loads of the England lads as well laughing like, nah, because everyone thinks Tishenko. Mm-hmm. And then I went out there, beat a Barbados kid the first day, 20-0. But I've never seen anyone in awe as anyone after it was coming into my change room every day before the fight. "Oh, you got this, you're like Jesus, you're like a saint on wings," said, "You can't hit you." And he was just bigging me up before the fight, this kid from Barbados, I think that Omar Ward. Then I boxed the Kaz out the next day, Mary Ashkelov. So he went and won the 2012 World Championships. So it shows you how good he was. But because I was flying at the time, I beat him comfortably. Then I boxed Onur Shipal, Turk. He was the World Junior Champion, reigning going in. Then I met Roman Amanov, and I was really nervous about him. He was the kid I didn't want to fight. He was the 2005 reigning world silver medalist.
Was he Azerbaijan?
You got him, yeah. So you've done your homework. And I beat him, and I remember this guy he had something over me in my mind mentally.
They're great from there. That country's brilliant anyway, aren't they? The amateur scene.
Just game, yeah. And he was so just all the time, phase after phase. Then I remember walking in just before the end of the weigh-in, and he's still in his silver sweatsuit, had gloves on it, had his eyes, just his eyes and his mouth over it. And he was doing it for about an hour and a half, and I thought, and we were weighing in and fighting 2 hours after, and there's no way he's going to recover from that. He'd done 2 hours of skipping. Well, I can't put him down straight away, probably within 20 seconds, and I just took over the fight then. And then I boxed Tichenko. But I remember leaving the ring from the Azerbaijan fight, and Terry Edwards, the coach, he's gone, look, and I looked over Tichenko, his whole team are watching the fight. And you know Tichenko, like, he doesn't care about anybody, don't watch no one. But they stood and watched me the whole fight. Then the next day I boxed him. I remember I was 4-1 down after the first round, but I thought I won it. So I was speaking to Terry Edwards, and Terry Edwards said, listen, you've qualified for the Olympics, you got your medal, just go out and pull it on him. He said, if you get robbed this round, I'm pulling you out anyway. So I just went out, put it all over him, won 10-0, and then we knew then I was well ahead. And then I remember coming back, I was 63.3 kilo. I had to fight again the next morning at 60 kilo. I was like, oh. So I put a sweatshirt on, we're just running around the hotel, we're on about the 11th floor, running around, hitting pads, running around, done it for about an hour and a half, jumped on the scale, 60.1, so I lost to 3.2. And I remember while I was doing it, the Italian Valentino, he walked past me with a Mars bar in his mouth, started laughing at me. I was fuming, like I was being the prick. And then the next day, I weighed in, he's come up to me and he started being like, oh, today we make history. I went, fuck off, you prick. I was just thinking about the chocolate bar the night before. But then we'd already boxed twice before that. It was 1-1, and then I beat him comfortably on that day. But I think he accepted that silver medal before we got in there. Then I remember Tichenko coming up to me at the medal ceremony. He's going, how old are you, where you from? Because the year before I would have met him in the semis of the Europeans, but got beat by a Ukrainian. I remember I was 21-17 up, and the computers went off and come back on. I was 31-17 down, it was mad. But the day before, the Turk got disqualified against me, Aiden Selchuk, the one who boxed Robert Guerrero, who used to fight before Mayweather. And I remember I was like mugging him off bad, and he threw me to the floor, kicked me in the ribs, spat on me. And then his coach gave the referee a punch. They both got banned from amateur boxing. That's why he went pro, and I think that had a bit of the reasoning for the Ryder scoring went the next day. And then Tichenko beat the Ukrainian in the semi, and I was explaining that to him, and then he remembered that he did see me before and that I got robbed there. He's kind of just never seen you, but that was a blessing in disguise. I think if I would have boxed him in the Europeans, maybe the world wouldn't have been that way.
So you've had loads of trips with GB. Can you just tell us some of the fun stories that you've had? I know you've been up to no good in quite a few places.
I did say one a while back about when we were on the GB team, and I was with Michael Maguire, and he had a poo in Tyson Fury's pillar. And I remember Tyson running into me like, going crazy about it. And I was going, it weren't me, but he was adamant it was me. I reckon he would have killed me if he got the chance, but Tony Bellew and David Price stopped it. And then I remember going, oh, wait there, and I rang Michael Maguire, and saying, Mike, Tyson knows you've had a poo in his pillow. And he's going, how? And I just passed the phone over. And then he just went mad at him, but they were good friends, they were from the travelling community, and we all seen the joke. I remember Billy Joe going into an Olympic qualifier, about to have a fight, and he put his shoe on, and James the girl had a poo in his boot, just stuff like that. We were so but we were all as bad as each other. People look at it now, the dirty bastards, but that was just the mentality we had. We were like, when I heard some of that football story the other week, I think it was that, what's the keeper's name from England, the female? Earps or something.
I don't know.
Well, she said a story, but it was like really dry, and they were all laughing about things. If you heard the stories we got up to, they wouldn't believe it. One time we went to Crystal Palace, the lights, that was a main England place, like 20 floors, so every floor's got a few fire extinguishers on. They had a big rave outside there. So we've got the big rave outside, and we've got every single fire extinguisher. We just had it off of each other the whole way through. Then I probably got the last fire extinguisher out of all of us, so I'm sitting in my room waiting for someone to come in. Someone's come around the corner, sprayed him straight in the face. It's the Chris Edmonds, the England coach. Just caught me a treat. He went crazy.
What did he say?
Just mad, saying, you're getting... I remember we all got fined and everything. We had to pay, between us for our funding, had to pay for every fire extinguisher in the place.
That's probably quite... Fire extinguisher is expensive, isn't it?
well, I don't know what come out. Probably all lost a month's money or something. Another time we're in Crystal Palace, me, Ryan Pickard. He now owns 12 Freeze Boxing in London, and he's a Repton boxing coach. Yeah, there's loads, was Joe Smythe, loads of England coach. And some man's got himself stuck under the fence trying to climb through to get a shortcut through Crystal Palace. So he's stuck and he's there, and I'm about 15. So I'm going, oh, do you want to help me? He's going, yeah. So I pull my pants down and start sitting on his face. He's going crazy, he was. And he's stuck, he's going, I'm going to kill him, trying to bite me and everything. Just stuff like that might come up in my mind.
What made you turn pro then, if it was... What was the deciding factor for you?
After the Olympics, that was it. Everything was done. I was British, Commonwealth, European champion, world champion, or European Union. So there's nothing else for me then, really. But I wanted to turn pro about 3 months after the Worlds. I remember sitting down with Tom saying, there's no way I'm going to make the weight. I used to walk around at 68 before the Worlds. I was walking around at 72 then. I still got down to 60.8. I don't know how. I remember sitting in my room in Sheffield and my phone rang. It was Frank Warren. Never spoken. Just letting you know that the minute you want to turn pro, just give me a phone call. And that really, that was that. And I think I might as well. I remember ringing Tom. Tom was saying, what you get now, you're going to get an extra 0 on your contract after the Olympics, which he was right, worth trying.
When you have people say that, there's always going to be critics, but you get a lot of people say, oh, just because he was good in the amateurs doesn't mean he's going to be good in the pros.
Yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent, definitely. Obviously, you can make someone miss. You can make a miss in both games. But yeah, it is a different sport completely. Now he's getting a bit more closer to it with like the 3-minute rounds and stuff like that. But especially when I was there with the computer scoring, like you land one, you move. Like as a pro, you could probably land 3 or 4. They land a big one and they're still going to give it to them. So it is different in them terms, yeah.
Did you find it hard adapting to the pro style after?
Nah, because they weren't the level I needed to be. From when I went to pro, I could just walk. I could have probably just had one eye closed, one arm on my back and still won my first 10. It was like that sort of thing.
Did you think that also didn't motivate you as well, just because of the...
Yeah, sometimes, but like I said, I had to train hard to make weight, so I'd be training hard anyway.
And what's your goals now as a coach?
To make world champions, definitely. Take kids off the streets, give them better lives. Hopefully, like, be a role model to people.
And who was your role model? Would you say Tom Cheney?
Yeah, 100%, yeah, Tom. 1,000,000%, yeah.
And what did he do for you? Was he a father figure?
Father figure. I didn't have a father around me, so yeah, he was like a father figure for me, definitely. Just kept me in the gym. Like, I wouldn't have been boxing after probably 15 years of age if I weren't with Tom.
That's brilliant. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Mate, nice one, thank you.
I appreciate it.